Hey guys, this is Struk. I'm doing another commentary for my friend Juan. Today we're going to be doing on Contra. The goal of this commentary is not commentary. It's just going to be a map review, basically a miscellaneous one where I'm just going to discuss all kinds of little things in the map that might make you a better player. Alright, so first thing we're going to discuss, which is key to this map on CT specifically to have a good defense, is holding your B-side rush. If you can do this, you're going to win at least, your half your rounds minimum. But you're gonna have money control, blah blah blah. It's gonna be great. So how most teams these days, they copycat the original founding teams. What we did basically, is we play 4-1 right off the start to make sure there's no B rush. Some teams are starting to take advantage of it. If you're running into a smart team that's smart with good callers, they might be able to. I know that we eventually, when teams start to copycat us, we'd start to do quick A splits, just to take advantage of the fact that they have 4 committed to B early, and we'd get into the site before they even know what hit them. So I do recommend still running a 4-1B, especially at the medium competitive level. Since teams are going to be less likely to react to this, what you want to do is have either your opper or your coulter always drop down. And what I'd be always doing is if I'm one of the guys that are dropping, I would be having one of the flashes ready, and I'd be banking it off that wall right there. The reason being is if any other flashes come at me, I know that they're rushing B. I flash one more time, even if I'm blind. I flash again, then I come out and I start mowing them down with a Colt. Okay, so you always jump out and always pre-flash, and you can even run across if you want to see if they're coming. Don't stand here with a Colt; you might get opped. But watching a little bit. The pre-flash is very important. It helps prevent the plank. If they don't come up plank, you're most likely going to hold B if your B guys are smart enough to play it right. There's 2 ways of playing the B, right? There's a defensive retake with the opper in the back, and you have most of your team in middle and A, or you play B. Most people will play B. You only really want to do this if you're always hitting A and one guy thinks he just can spot it. But anyways, regardless, most of the time you're going to be setting to B, the first guy needs to always flash first. Because remember, your plank is covered, you're good to go. You have 2 people watching the plank, so that team needs to be able to hold that plank with those flashes, and then op and Colt watching it in the beginning. If there's a rush call, regardless of what's happening, the first guy rushing into B needs to flash, the second guy nades. So first guy flashes, he can nade right after, and then it's fine. It's really important that the first guy flashes. If he doesn't, you can get picked. The op can get there in time, or even a good AKer will get here in time, and by the time you're running into the site right here, he can spot you as you're running in, whatever, and drop you. Even if you're running to the claws or whatever you might be doing, he can turn the corner and pop you. So first guy needs to flash, second guy comes in with a grenade, and then the first guy can grenade again, whatever. You're set up, and you play it how you want to. Quick little tidbit: if you smoke the front here and you're able to creep up all the way up here, and there's nothing here and there's nothing here, if you're a coulter, hiding in this spot is terrific. Don't stand above the box, whatever, being ready to kill a guy, because that's pretty even ground. Here, the guy who's coming in will not see you, and he's more worried about something over here in the site than he is anybody down here. And I've used this spot right here and killed guys lots of times, 1 or 2, 3 who are coming back to B. So right here, you kill 1, 2, you get up and you kill the third guy. So pushing into the box room is a really good idea, especially if they make no type of attack early in the round. If that happens, get your other teammate in B obviously to rotate or go into middle, and then your middle players go into A, and you're stacked up on where they're most likely to go. Alright, so we're going to go back to this middle, and if you do play that 4-1 in the beginning, it is really important if you do play that 4-1 in the beginning, it is really important that this opera sits here for maybe 1, 2, 3 seconds. He shouldn't be looking out the window. First of all, he should not be looking out the window in the beginning, because people will throw flashes off the top of here. He won't see it very well. It'll land here and blind him. He should just wait 1, 2, 3, 4, nothing, then peek out. Okay, so don't be so crazy as to be peeking out right away, thinking a guy's just gonna run out at you. It's very unlikely that's gonna happen. So wait a few seconds, then come out, peek. Especially if your Coulter starts shooting. If your Coulter starts shooting, peek out right away. And if nothing's happening, you're running back, and you're not running across. You're just running back quickly to A. Another way of playing this, and your Coulter in the sand has to be really good. Obviously, is to spot this. And if you see things, then you rotate into the B site quickly to support the 2 other guys who are in the site. So that's another way of playing it. And then your Coulter's on his own in the sand. He needs to be able to survive. Hopefully he can. The good thing about spotting, and not supporting the sand in the beginning, is that you can fall back quickly to A. Like I said, lots of teams are gonna. If you play this setup, I'd be playing this setup maybe for the first 3 rounds, 4 gun rounds maximum. After that, you have to be playing a few double A in the beginning, otherwise teams might take advantage of it, especially on ecos. If you think they're ecoing, you guys should be playing 2 guys in A every single round. So if you win the first gun round, 2 guys in A. If you win the 5th or 6th gun round, depending on what they bought, if they have a Galil on their team, you got to be playing double A if they had the Galil last round on their team. So it's important you play double A. Even if you're an opper, you can still hold middle from double A from here. Lots of players do that with a Coulter who has the sand. You can even play this as the Colt. I play this area, and I play this with a rifle. I would spot this for the initial rush. As soon as my guy in middle got up in the stairs and got set up, I played this area right here. I wouldn't play it pushed up, not very often at least. I would play this area. Now this is really good, especially if I have an opper up top, because I hold an angle like this right here. Okay, I'm spotting there right here. This is a very awkward angle for them, because when they're coming in right here. They're exposing themselves to the door, and soon the ramp down into sewer. So they have many spots to check. They have this spot to check also. So right here I can get a few free shots before they react and shoot me back. It's not like they're clearing. It's not like I'm not playing any. Let me give you an example here. When you're coming through here and there's a guy behind the box, he's clearing 1 spot at a time, right? I'm only clearing 1 spot at a time. In this area, you're clearing multiple spots at a time. Okay, so that makes it much harder for the attacking player. So I would be playing in this area, like here on these boxes right here. So as soon as they're coming out, he's looking down at the ramp. I pop him, I pull back, and I flash, and I play in this area over here. Okay, so they're coming. I would try and pop him right here through here. They're walking, hopefully. I pop the first guy. I flash. If they come out upper, I can always help out too. So if anybody's seen like any of my COP movies, I have a few rounds that are really good. I kill like 4 guys with my teammate getting the 5th guy. If I play in this area, I can always easily grenade this hallway. It's very hard for them to kill me because I have so much cover. They have to get a really good shot on me. And at the same time, my teammate who's rotating through halls and stuff, I can protect this area and protect them from getting into halls, so he can get through and get into this area and help out. So this is really good. One more little thing I used to do with the Colt is I'd play up here. This is really good too because I get a good height, good at height, and I can just. It's really hard for them to see you. All it is a little head, and as soon as you see one, you pop them, you flash, and you can even back out at that point and play from here, and you can support a lot better. So those are really good spots to play. Okay, some things to consider. A lot of players play with their op, and they run up here, and they watch this and this. If I was playing, I wouldn't be doing that, because AKs are rushing you from the GUC. If you aren't watching this and they rush up, you're in bad position, they're coming up, and you gotta make some really ridiculous quick shots to kill them if they're equal skilled. And plus, if you're watching here, you can also die from the top on this side. So it's not that good. I see lots of like mid-level players play this when I'm pugging, and I just roll them over. So don't play that spot. I would recommend you play here, single zoomed right here, pretty easy. As soon as the guy comes out, you shoot him. If he doesn't, if you see a guy jump up, you just snap to him. If you miss the shot, do not repeat. You just come down here, and if they're rushing out, you gotta come here and take this quick shot, right? If they're not, nade and get out. Get out is really important. If you're the opper, your coulter should at that point run behind those boxes in the site, or run somewhere into the hall, because then you can cover his top as he's strafing behind those boxes, killing people coming down the hall, and you're just sitting here with an op. Okay, if you get stuck in this hallway, you're just gonna get grenaded, flashed. How many times have you been stuck in this area where you're just like, you can't do very much, you're getting flashed, and a guy jumps out with AK and mows you down. So try not to stay in this area, get in close combat. If you can, maybe one real quick repeat on an angle like this, and then fall back. If they're rushing, if they're not rushing, nade, and then just fall back. Do not re-peek the top corner. You're most likely going to die. Alright, some little things on T side now. A lot of teams are really afraid of taking middle, and I'm not sure why that is. It's really easy to take middle on this map, even against an opera who's really good. In the beginning of a round, most rounds if you can, I recommend, if you have a bad spawn, the opera in this area should just jump on somebody's head and peek over. We start most of our rounds like that. Lots of times you get a free kill. After that occurs, you guys move up. It's pretty simple, move up. You should have an AKer just sit around this box and just hold this angle, just like this. And as soon as a guy an opera comes on, it's a pretty easy headshot. You have your crosser right on it. All you do is a double tap, and the guy's most likely going to be dead if you aren't absolutely terrible. The opper, do not come from this side. Just run up with the AKer, get to this point, and at this point right here, I would double zoom. The reason being is that opper in the window is pretty worried of multiple spots, right? He's in the window and he has to look at those two openings and the main way. So he has 3 spots to watch, and possibly a guy coming out sand. So I would double zoom, and I would just creep this. And it's really easy to creep this because there's not very many angles that you have to worry about. You know he's going to be in the window if your AK is just sitting there watching the box. So after you get to here, and you clear this original corner right here, you just double zoom, and you keep moving up slowly. And as soon as you see him, you pop him. If he's in the window right here, you know you're going to see his gun, the barrel of his gun, every single time. And then you just sit here with your op, waiting. Get your teammates to rush him. Then your AKer who's in the center, get him to rush him. Say he's in the corner, and your AKer will run up and kill him. And as soon as he peeks out, you just pop him. Okay, little things here. If you're the coulter who drops sand and you're flashing and there's no rush, right? So I would most likely creep up, get into stairs, and from here you can play all kinds of things. I wouldn't play right here. People who are turning the corner, here, this is the first spot they look. You should be playing awkward angles like right here, okay, like here. Don't play full corner angles. Full corner angles is what people always check. So when they're coming out, they're expecting a guy to be in the corner, and they're turning the corner, looking right in the corner. If you're in an awkward angle like this, and he's coming around, swinging his crosser full, he's going to run it right past you as you just shoot him as he's right there, right? So a lot of awkward angles are really good. You'll see lots of pros never really use full corner angles. They'll always use like half angles, just because it throws people off and it's really good. So once you get to here, never peek here. Lots of teams in pugs and lower level teams set up for a push here. So you should really be pushing this spot. People are looking to get kill right here. T sides, T players are looking to get kill on CT. So be alright with just being in here. If you don't want to go into middle and you think you can set yourself up good for the bridge, tell your B players that you're going to be holding bridge and sometimes come up to here. I would play this area sometimes right here, and it would work really good. As soon as I would see guys walking up, a quick headshot, flash, nade, I would call for my teammates to rotate, and I would have one or two come back, and B would be held easily. Or I can be really gay, hide on the bridge, and do even worse. I would sit right here, waiting, and as soon as a guy came up, because he's so worried about the box room too, he's coming in looking at the box room, I'd kill one, and then I'd kill as many as I could, and my teammates would rotate. So, being pushy in those two spots, really good idea. Okay, some things about B side here. As an AKer, if you rush through, if you have the best spawn, do not go upper, go lower. The reason being is you want to beat the guy before he gets to the box, or he gets on top of the box. As a CT, if you're getting low on money, by the way, if you're getting low on money of a FAMAS or whatever, and they've been hitting A, if you can get to this spot, try to. It works really good. You mow down two guys, you nade and you fall back. It's a little risky because if they rush, you're going to get messed up, as I show you right now. So if you're T-side best spawn, get to this point really quickly and take this area as fast as you can. If they flash, fine, counter flash and just rush in, kill this guy. Okay, do not hesitate on this guy at all, because it's an easy kill. Even if he's a good player, it's an easy kill. There's nowhere for him to run. Just mow him down. At this point here, this is where players tend to play things wrong. They get to this point and then they start flashing, or they stay behind here and they flash and they grenade, and only then do they start moving up. Okay, so this is what gets teams killed. You want to be really aggressive. Okay, no flashes, no grenades. You want to be running and gunning at this point, because here it's really tough shot for the opper in the back. Okay, so if you're running up here, you have an advantage, to be honest, and all you have to do is pop his head, and he has to hit a headshot with you with an op, while you get to shoot multiple bullets, and it's a lot easier for you to actually kill him than him. So take this area aggressively some rounds. I'm not saying to do this every single time, but once in a while you cannot be always walking up into this hallway, because when you're walking up this hallway like the way I play, right, I just kill the first guy walking in pretty easily, either from on top of that spot or on those boxes. If a guy just runs in really aggressively and puts pressure on me, I have to fall back, start nading, you know, and just one guy just puts on so much pressure, as long as I don't kill him or he doesn't kill me. And that's what CS is, so don't be afraid to die. So get to these points, and at this point, if there's an opper in the hallway and you've locked him down and he hasn't crossed the top, you can safely say that there's going to be a coulter up top, and your team should rush top, just plow through. Okay? You might lose one or two guys, but you're going to get the site, and you're most likely going to win because you're holding down an opper from going anywhere. And you don't even need to get into the site. If you split and the upper guys get control of upper, you do not need to come into the site. Just stay in this area, hold down the door, and maybe even get into sewers. One guy get into sewers. A lot of players are so crazy about getting into sewers right away because they think a guy's going to rotate and they're going to get easy kill. Don't worry about that so much. Make sure your teammates get into the site and there's no rotation from the door, etc. Just hold it, and then watch your back, etc. And you can always win the round from here, because you can kill any guy trying to get into the site, to the bomb, from this area. So don't be so crazy about getting into sewers. It's good, but make sure your team gets the bomb down first. One little trick in upper I'd like to discuss, especially if you know that they're low on money and the team that you played doesn't op upper, which a lot of teams don't, and it's a good thing not to op upper sometimes, is if you get to this area, a guy gets on box, whatever, you clear it and you don't see anything, it's very likely that the guy's playing either sand or in the doorway over there, right, with his op, or he's in the corners here. So one thing I'd recommend you do is get to this point and clear it. You can see if a guy if his feet are there by doing this. So if he's hugging the wall, a lot of players will go up here, right, and they'll sit here with their Colt ready to kill people right here, right in this corner, blah blah blah. So get to this point, clear that while ducking, and if they're not there, I wouldn't even bother flashing. I would just come out firing. Okay. If there's no guy in that corner, you're most likely going to take the side. There might be an opera in the sand or whatever. If he kills one guy, your second guy should not die, or you don't deserve to win the round. So be aggressive and come out. One thing, a lot of players sit here watching the CT spawn. There's no real point to that. If you're an opera, support your teammates by watching sand first. Sand is key. Okay, so watch your sand. If there's nothing sand, watch the cathedral. At that point, maybe once in a while later, you peek the hallway, because that's when the teams get antsy and they start pushing. Because nobody just comes out CT spawn flying with their gun just running up. They always come here and they sit and they wait for a peek. So don't worry about that. Help your teammates get the bomb down and get into position first, because the fastest rotations are usually coming from sand. So support sand first. A little trick here that some mid-level players might like is, a lot of times the situation is that the bomb has been planted here and they'll fake defuse and they're waiting, and they're faking defuse and they're waiting, right? There's nothing going on. If you have a flash or a grenade, this works with either pretty much. The psyche of the defender is that if you flash or grenade him and try defusing, you're most likely going to try and defuse. So if I've tried to take this side back, I'm like one on one, right? And there's a guy up top. I want to fake defuse. I want to flash, and before the flash goes off, I want to press the bomb. So he hears me defusing before the flash goes off. The flash flashes him, so he can't shoot me. But that puts a lot of pressure on him. And he's like, oh shit, he started to defuse before the flash went off. He's going to commit to defusing. So that's when you back off, and you back off a lot, big angle, or you just chase him in that moment, because he can't hear anything for a few seconds. You chase him and kill him. Okay, so if he's playing that corner or whatever, you chase him and kill him. So you come up, you throw your flash, you press the bomb. He can't hear you at running up. You come up and you kill him really quickly. If he's playing that in the doorway, especially, you need to run up and kill him, because that you might not be able to kill him when he peeks, because you might flash defuse, he might peek, you might miss, and you'll lose. If you flash defuse, it blinds him, and you run up. He's wondering, are you defusing from this side? Whatever, he might peek even wider. You come out, you kill him in the side, and you win. So use your flashes as a pressure to get the guy to peek. Same thing with a grenade. So you throw the grenade, you defuse. The grenade goes off, and you chase him down really quickly. If the grenade, I wouldn't chase him down, but with the flash I would. With the grenade, I just wait for him to re-peek. If that's all you have, then you make do. Something that's really important on this map, if you're a caller for T-side, is to really vary what you're doing. Unless you're just rolling the team and they're just a bunch of shitties, really vary what you're doing. The teams that are successful are the teams that rush once in a while, just because this is a huge rushing map. But once in a while they look like they're rushing, they stop, and teams push and they win by doing that. So for example, if teams have you've been rushing B and you've been rushing B effectively, do the same with a 3-man group, even 4-man group, and leave one guy behind in A. Let him bait. It's a constructive bait. Let him sit here and ready to kill 1 or 2 guys. So let him sit here, right here, and kill 1 or 2 really quickly, and then you can guys can go back to A, especially if they push lower A, whatever. So fake like you're rushing B. If you've won 1 or 2 rounds in B, do the same thing with 3 guys, even 3 guys rushing, throwing their nades, everything like crazy. Even one guy might commit sand. Let him go sand. Even if he dies or doesn't, let him Rambo if you have a player like that. So when I was playing with Juan, for example, I'd try to be the guy that just goes off to frag or die, basically. And that would really throw teams off. And as these 2 guys get to here and they're flashing, nading, they can just be passive at that point. They can pretend, and then they can just wait. Hopefully the other teammates on the opposite side are, because they've lost so many rounds in B, they're anxious to help out quicker this time, and your one guy holding the flank is just going to mull down 2 guys, and then your whole team can fall back and win. So you want to be aggressive, 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 and then throw in a wrench once in a while and catch them off guard. Or same thing like this. Do a work A strat where you're going 2 guys upper, 2 guys lower, nice and slow. You guys are just picking gun work. No real strat, except they're just working it, both players are working it, and then you send off one guy commando style into B, okay? And he gets into B really quickly. He can just rush across the bridge in the beginning, and he can just sit here, and then at this point he can just pick with his AK, or I probably wouldn't send Opera alone, just come in with an AK and do this. I know I did this often on my teams, and Contra was usually one of the maps I statistically just dominated, just because the opposing team says, oh, 2 upper, 2 lower, and the guys in B get like relaxed. They start to move around a little bit, they just get relaxed, and you get in here and you pop them really quickly when they're not expecting anybody to come out. And if you get 2 kills and you get control of B, get into a good spot, and then you call for your teammates to rotate and you win the round. So throw in that one player trying to take that site in the opposite side of the map, because unlike a map like Dust 2 or a Nuke, there's on each side of the map on Terrorist, there's like areas where you can just sit there and pick into the whole site. There is no site like that. There is no place like that on Dust 2. If you go hallway in B, you're just going to get raped. If you go up catwalk, you're facing like 2 players, right? In this, you can always get away, and you get a full vision to site. And if that one player is able to pull off 1 or 2 kills, that's just going to screw up the whole defense. So on this map, if you're a caller, send that one player off to the other side of the map. That will really help out by putting a lot of pressure on the defense, and it will make it even if this guy can't do anything. Let's say he just gets destroyed and he's down to like 10 HP. He can't do anything. That's okay. These guys use up their nades, they use up the time, their focus on this one player. Those 2 other players, 2 pairs of 2 other players are going to have an easier time taking A at that point. And the guy in middle won't rotate as quickly. It's really good. Well, I hope these little things have helped you guys out. Remember, Contra, I know some areas are dark, but you need to be aggressive, and especially middle. Don't think like, oh man, I can't kill this guy in the window. It's just too dark. I can't see anything. You need to put up your matte gamma, and you need to put up your contrast on your monitor and the contrast in your video settings. So if you haven't done those 3 things, it's really important that you do, and obviously your brightness too. Alright, well, signing off. Hope you guys are having a good summer. Take care.